This is taking a long time to tell me it's live. Thank you. Howdy, partners! Right. Okay, trailer is nearly ready. We just have a slight problem with it, which we're trying to sort out. Let's turn the sound down on that. We just have a slight problem where there's a little clicking noise, a couple of clicks in the trailer, so we've got to find a way of removing that. Right, we're going to carry on, and this time I've got a mouse connected to make this looking around a little bit easier. And I've done more of my tutorials, and I've got them, most of them, in the A's now and B's. I think I've only got one that's on C, so a lot better on the training. So hopefully people might have a little bit more confidence in my ability. I'm now managing my height a lot better. So we're going to do a start from, I think it's Australia, Canberra or something like that. We're starting off. I have got an airport in the distance which I've kind of logged in to land on, but I think that's a long way away. It's about 60 odd miles away now that I've seen how far away it is. So I'll probably land somewhere a little bit nearer. Okay, so let's have a go. Let's go from the taxi in and let's move along. Now there are going to be the radio messages as well in the background. Most of those will be automatic, but it will ask me for confirmation. Right, we're going to rev up first. So this is going to take me to the place that I'm going to start. So I usually take off to get going and wind it right back down because it does kind of accelerate quite fast. So just wind it down so we can get a nice slow speed. You still got to keep using the brakes because it does still tend to keep accelerating. So even though I've turned it right down, I find this view the best view really for me to do that. Now it says tune it into the tower, so I'm going to tune into the tower with my mouse. Right, and then we stop at the end of this to get clearance to fly. Now we should be leaving on a southerly direction, or southerly. So I'm hoping people might have a little bit more confidence in my ability after maybe seeing this one. I managed to stabilize my height a lot better. Just managing the speed of the aircraft, and I can get it fairly good now. I hope. Although it could all go wrong on the stream. So let's see what happens. There's different kind of patterns you can put on each of the aircraft. You get a few different paint options, and let's put the Xbox One on and Flight Simulator to show that we're on a console. We're on a Series X, and we're on Flight Simulator. Of course, it's the first time ever on a console. Because now they are advanced enough that they can compete with a fairly high PC. You can probably get onto high settings. It's equal to probably high on some games, maybe ultra high. So pretty good specs, and the same on same would be on a PS5. But obviously this is not on a PS5 because it's only available on Xbox and PC. So we're just going to take it nice and steady, not going to do anything stupid. We're going to keep on the centre line. Now I can do it from the inside, but because it's a little bit off centre, it's a little bit hard to do. Of course I'm hitting the grass now, so that makes it a little bit harder to keep moving. So we're just going to wind it up a little bit. That's the grass. And then wind it back down pretty immediately. I just do it so barely is running. I find this view a lot easier. You can see the centre lines absolutely perfectly, so it's nice and easy, nice and cosy. I'm going to be leaving from sort of southerly direction. That's the direction. Right. So again, you can see my taxiing has improved a lot. I'm kind of managing the speed. I found out that it takes a lot of speed to actually get moving, but once you start moving, you can just wind it right down. I must say, I've had a look at the trailers. I've uploaded 4 different ones. 2 with bars and 2 without bars, and 2 with titles and 2 without titles. So I prefer the ones with the titles and without the bars, to be honest. But we've got a couple of clicks. There's about 2 clicks on the entire thing. One's about 2 minutes 20. The other one is 1 minute 30 or something like that. And but there's a little click on the, the 2 that I picked out of the 4. There's a little click as it transforms from one clip to the next. So that's a little bit jarring. It's like a, which is not really nice to have. So we're going to try and find a way of getting rid of that click, so we can mute it or just cut that fraction of a second out. It's only a tiny click over a very way less than a second. Right, as you can see, we're in a north direction at the moment, which is where we're not going to be. So we're going to end up pointing in the complete opposite way when we get to the end of here. So I could go a little bit faster. Maybe let's go a little bit faster. I don't want this to be too long. Had a little go on my VR today, look at a couple of videos on VR. But it doesn't make my neck ache. Worse than putting headphones on because it's very heavy. The Quest. It's quite heavy, the Quest 2. So I can't have it on for too long, unfortunately. Or do some crazy lunatics who think they know how to brake in time, and they obviously didn't and hit me up the back. So yeah. Dare I say they were both lorry drivers. But not that I got anything against lorry drivers, because we all do. Anyway, that's beside the point. So not so far so good. So I could do it from here, but as you can see, it's a little bit tougher because it's you're kind of off centre. But I could do a bit of it like this if you like. Because some people seem to think I'm pretty useless at this. And, oh yeah, alright, I'm useless, because it's hard for me to retain things. I've got to watch it several times and play it several times before I get a kind of handle on what I'm supposed to be doing. So it takes me several attempts to kind of get the things to sink into the old brain, unfortunately. Kind of lets you down when you get a little bit older, unfortunately. Why didn't all this stuff come out when I was a bit younger? I was in my 20s or 30s, Old brain would have been a lot better, wouldn't it? As you can see, we're heading in a northerly direction, which is the opposite of where we want to go. But don't worry. We should turn around. I think we're heading to the proper one, I think. I thought I'd picked one that was quite close, but obviously not. I'll tell you what, let's motor this up a little bit, because, it's going to drag otherwise. I don't want it in a maximum of an hour. So I presume I'm turning around. One thing I did notice is I didn't have the taxi kind of arrows on, so I was wondering which way I was supposed to be heading when I started off, and I realised that it hadn't saved the setting. So I think sometimes if you change a setting now, and you do apply, when it restarts it doesn't have the same setting. It's only done it for this particular flight, and not for the normal thing. So I've got to make sure I set that in the options before I start again. I thought I'd done actually, but I think there are a couple of bugs in it, because there is a constant pull to the left, which I've noticed on some of the craft. Not all of them, but smaller ones, they tend to keep pulling left. I noticed when I did it on the Airbus, it didn't seem to really pull left very much, and even on the other larger one. So it just seems to be on these small ones. A couple of them do just keep going left. Right, we're getting there. I'll let it go a bit quicker, I think. So as you can see the red line on the VFR map there, and I don't know what VFR means. Visual Frankenstein religion. Now I've got to gain clearance first to receive the sister and take off. Well, it's a bit late telling me that. Yeah, I guess I've got the thing that throws up little hints. So as you can see, we're going to turn around the opposite way, so we're not on the right runway. I thought I'd pick one the right one, but obviously my destination point was slightly different from where I picked the parking point. Difficult to say that when you've had a couple. No, I haven't had a couple, although we're still soon to be heading that way. Well, I'll speed up a bit now. I don't know, anybody having a bit more confidence in my ability? I mean, I'm not saying, suddenly now I'm a skilled pop. Obviously not. I'm sure people will back me up on that one. What's it going to expect me to do? A 360 here? I mean, I think you're going to like the trailer. Once we remove that click, I think you're going to like it. I watched all four, and it's good. It makes, there's also mine in it, that little 4-second one. Just an element of that embedded into what Jess has done. So I should move the other one to, just a public thing. I may actually delete it eventually. But it did make quite a lot of views, 590 views, which is the highest views I've had for any stream. So it's quite bemusing, really. I don't know how that happened. A 4-second, not very great quality. Gets more views than probably my last 10 videos, or 20 videos for that matter. So, yeah, I was a bit stunned by that. So this one ought to, surpass that. Well, Jess is hoping, because otherwise, my 4-second one outdoes her 1.5 to 2 minute one. She's going to be very upset with you all. So to keep her happy, please give it lots of uploads. Now she has kind of put a spin on my videos, as though it's just a lot of larking, a lot of messing around. There's no real serious stuff. Well, there's one serious bit in it where I am very serious. So I don't take it that I'm always going to be doing stupid, ridiculous things. Like making quick, funny jokes all the time. I like a bit of fun, so I'm going to always put a little bit in. But some games are going to treat with a lot more respect, obviously. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, treat that with a lot of respect. Am anywhere near it yet? I mean, it's supposed to be going south. Right, there it is. See, so then we're going to go left at the end of here, look. And so that's where we're going to be stopping. Yeah, so let's turn around. Why the thing is pointing to my left? I'll know the little arrow thing. I'll never know what to choose this. I'm a little bit off the centre, never mind. And there we are, like that. So, presume this is the one. Alright, there we go. So follow the on-screen taxi guide. Well,
X-ray Golf Sierra ready for IFR departure runway 17.
Right, put the brakes on. Am I ready for flight? Yeah, and it kind of does sometimes. It will actually do things for me, which is nice. But I got this mouse thing. I thought it'd be a lot easier to kind of move around and click on things. Right. Okay. Can I take off then, or not? I mean, you give me permission, or what? Right, I'm on the centre of the thing. Want me to take off now? I'll take off then. Right, okay. Right, let's go. Starting around. Try not to mess this up, right? Try not to mess it up. Yeah, almost there. Parking brakes off, you twit. Look. See, looking at that made me go off. I know, I'll raise the nose when I feel like it, thank you very much. Now see, it made me go off now, looking at that. Right, let me just get a nice gentle lift. There we go. You see, stay in line with the runway. See, there's always a little pull to my left. You notice that? It's always pulling to my left the whole time. Now, the wind, I don't know if there's a wind direction, but if there is, it doesn't seem to be on the right to left. Now, this is where I've got to start managing my power, okay? Right, so you see we're going up. So if I lower the engine like this, I'll track the flaps, so this should make a difference. So now we may need to speed up again. Just keep that red thing up. So I'm trying to do things a lot more gently, doing it rather big kind of pull ups.
133.15 for flight design, X-ray Golf Sierra.
I'm going to do with
Melbourne
speed
Center
up.
Flight Design Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra is passing 2,500 feet, climbing
Yes, let's
8,000
fall. Now I don't
feet.
want to be too high. I want to, you know, look at the landscape and stuff. So
Maintain present heading and
set
altitude.
the heading there.
Expect vectors. Visual runway 03 approach flight design, X-ray Golf Sierra.
As you can see, it's always going up and down. So it's hard to kind of
Melbourne
get it
Center Flight
just
Design
right.
Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf
So,
Sierra, requesting vector
Now
to
I've got
next
to kind of
waypoint.
use the trim. So it's where we're going to use a little bit of the trim and then just
Turn left
manage.
heading 05 flight design, X-ray Golf
Now
Sierra.
we can turn left. We shouldn't be doing too much of a bank to juice the engine now to kind of manage my power. Power to the people. And then we're going to put it back up because it's starting to drop. Okay. Just managing the power here, trying to get a nice level height. Obviously when we turn that's going to make a difference. So alright, now we're going up now, so now we trim the power down a bit. And notice I'm constantly having to pull to the right. It's coming there, so I can go back up again. So I've just got to manage. It's I've done the power management one, so it's tricky going to go up and down until you get it kind of right. You won't ever get it perfectly on, staying on the zero constantly. It will always be a little bit up or a little bit down, but the idea is you get fairly stable just by using power management. Okay, so just stab it down, do a little click on it. Just make a nice, gentle. Okay. I don't want to get too high. I could go up there 6,000 feet or whatever. But fine. Yes, I know about that. Go away. So yeah, again, you see, I've got to keep constantly pulling to the right. So now we have a nice steady speed. We're going at a nice steady altitude. Not really climbing very much, you just go nice and gentle. Just stab it to go back down. And now really I've got my hands off control. Well, I've got it in my hand, but I am not pressing anything now. And it's nicely staying on that altitude. So I've been working on that and it seems now to be sorted out. And then you just do a little bit of trim to kind of get up there. And you just manage the power. So hopefully you'll be a lot more happy with my performance.
X-ray Golf Sierra, requesting vector to next waypoint.
And every now and again we can answer that now. Just
Turn
kind of
left
put
heading
that,
055 flight design, X-ray
let's
Golf
do a lot of it
Sierra.
on its own. As you can see, nice steady height now. We're not dropping or whatever. Going nice now. Next place is over there, I do believe. Point in going around, and then we can kind of, because we've got nice and careful now we can kind of enjoy the flight a little bit from the inside. We can have a little look around, and I could do, a little interact with some of these things, I could do it from the inside here, You can kind of zoom in and out, and see, you notice I'm drifting slightly to the left again. Now you notice on the actual map there, on the VFR map, we're kind of off the actual red line. Okay, so I just took a long time to, move over to my left. Bit of a steeper bank. So we're going to bank to the left here. get back on that. I've only just noticed it actually. Yeah, I must have been very slow at turning then. Yeah, if I keep it that up there, just keep me up to date. What's going on? Kind of straighten off and then we just turn and get back onto that line. Just go around. So steep turning. And you notice we're keeping nice and fairly stable here. We're just going up and down a teeny little bit, but we're near enough staying at that nice steady altitude. So I'm a lot better now at that. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you very much. Here's the thing, I haven't got it on me. So far, so good. Thank you. Okay, now a bit more impressive, don't you think? Not quite such an idiot now. Let's hope I don't mess that up. Because I could quite easily do that at any time, as you know. As you can see, we're beautifully coming in now. Alright, so just that'll be a little bit quicker one, because it starts, I head off south, but then I've got to move left and then onto the right. I've got all of that line. I was just following the marker, but because I was a bit slow at turning, it took me a little bit longer to notice that, because I'm concentrating on getting that speed management right. So the trims, not long after takeoff, once you put the flaps up and you've got your speed, a pretty good speed, you've got to then move the trim up a bit or down a bit just to kind of get it near enough. And then once you've got it kind of near enough, then you just use the power management of the engine just to stabilize your height. So that was the thing I was not doing before. But I've gone through those videos again and I've got up to about 90 something percent now. I was on about 60 something percent. So I've really improved on all the sections, and they're all A's and B's now. And there's only one in the entire section which is a C, and that is the kind of review one. So way better than it was. And I'm not going to do anything stupid one, trying to do an Airbus. Now I have done the Airbus one, landing and takeoff, and I've got that to about 50 or 60%. So I managed to land it, but it was a little bit hairy at the end. I got close to the water because I got to fly over a kind of the lake or wherever it is, the great big lake, and then land. And the airport is just off of the lake actually, so it's hard to keep the management just right and keep the speed down, to enter that correct window of landing. Now it's all fairly straight. It was just a question of keeping it right, just managing the power, and it's a bit more difficult on an Airbus actually. So I have done a takeoff on it and I've done a landing. It's kind of just above average. On the ones that are not quite so big, but it kind of power manages itself. The settings that it has, it did say one of them is a power management, so that's why the engines are going up and down. It's just auto tuning itself to whatever speed you set. So that's why the Airbus.
Melbourne Center Flight Design Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is passing 3,800 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Well, I don't want to climb to 8,000 feet. Thank you very much. I'm afraid I don't know why I'm clicking this. Select another
Center Flight Design Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra requesting vector to next waypoint.
I don't really know what it's doing, but it's still staying in front of me.
Turn right heading 090 Flight Design X-Ray Golf Sierra.
09er. Well, I don't want to turn 09er, thank you. Because I'm right on the line, buddy. Now, see, the beauty now with the mouse is I can do this. I can zoom in and out, and I haven't got to do this fiddly hold it with the B button, and so this is a lot easier with the mouse on here, which of course is why it's a keyboard, isn't it, not console. This one is is enabled for mouse and keyboard. A keyboard I don't like because there's too many buttons and I've got to keep looking down, keep looking down, you know, and I'd rather just look at the screen and just control it on with my controller. Much easier. And just use the menus for the mouse. So I hope you're having a lovely time. Now we could kind of look over to our left here. Yeah, we could go into this mode and go, oh, what a lovely view from over there. Now I'm seeing a beautiful sharp view there. Lots of trees, you know, when there are trees, there's lots of trees going way into, you see, way in the distance there. I mean, it's probably a bit of a smudge, but those trees are still there, way in the distance. And you can also do, where are we? Let's reset that. If I go into here, you can do that kind of view. Steering on there. And you can do this view as well. You can do all, and I've even got co-pilot there now. The thing is, I've got a co-pilot there, right? But if I'm on this one, and I look to my right, where's the co-pilot? So, it's got it there when you see it from outside, but not on the inside, so you don't fix that. But as you can see, we're still staying at a nice, beautiful, steady height. No problems. So I've managed to finally get that done right. And I'm not being stupid today. See all the little scenery there? Now there is one bug I noticed with quite similar at the moment, and that is, I mean, on console, I don't know what it's like on PC, but on console, every time you try to download the free updates, they will not download. They fail to download. They get about 3/4 through and then they go failed to download. So there's a problem with that. There's some updates for the UK one. There's more points of interest and more, you know, there's 8 more airports like Manchester, and they're not downloaded. They get 3/4 of the way through and stuff. So there's obviously some kind of problem there with the downloads. Well, it's all going rather swimmingly at the moment. Passengers are feeling quite confident now. This is where we're heading now. That's a long way, isn't it? So if I can find an airport that's closer than that, I might go closer. There's one kind of over there. So now it won't like it if I change to this one. Let's get that straight. It won't like it because it still thinks I want to go that way, and it will advise me to keep going that way. But I can change my mind. Oh yes, I can. So I could pick. No, I'll kind of drift it off. See what I mean? It's about this pull to the left. Always pulling to the left. I don't know what it says. You need to go to the 90 point. I mean, there's the thing in front. So, you know. Well, we're there. See, we could kind of go on there, but you know, as soon as you zoom in, you kind of lose it all. If I could do that. Yeah, what a great idea that is, right? Why didn't you sort that out just now? Now, is it a decent enough length? It's a fairly short angle thing, but the thing is, see, I could head to that. Right? Now, it won't like it when I try to head to that. It'll say, well, hang on, that's way off course. But I don't want you to wait till another 34 miles before I get there, so let me turn that. Head to that. So now it starts saying, oh dear, you're going the wrong way. But it might not say it like that. Because obviously you don't want to see me go all the way there. Now, alright, I might not get the entry window that says, you know, this is the correct window to, you know, the right height and the speed. By the way, I managed to manage it on that as well. And I've adjusted this a little bit so it's a little bit slower when it turns. Oh, we're heading to that, but zoom in, it's, yeah, it's going to be, so we've got to go left on it, and then we've got to kind of go right at the end. Get my drift? It's drifting, see what I mean? Drifting to that. Now, I don't know if that red arrow on the, what is it? It's the wind? or the north, just the north-south thing. I cannot see a wind thing there, and if it is so tiny, I can't see it. But I can't see anywhere that says wind. You know, is there any kind of, you know, is there any kind of idea of wind in here? Because I cannot see anywhere. You know, the only thing I can think of is that red mark, or maybe the blue mark that's on the mark. So we're kind of heading there, but yeah. Now this is a pretty short takeoff and land vehicle. So I'll get. It's slowing down and getting it right for the approach. That's the difficult bit. That's when I start to panic a little bit. Yes, I do panic. Yeah, I admit it now. Finally twisted my arm and made me realise that yes, I do panic. There's like one little click and it goes to nothing. There we are. Now we could be over a couple of little lakes over there. All three in fact. So we're going to whip over that. Now what do you think of it so far? Not bad, is it? Let's be honest. You know, aren't you impressed a little bit? Doesn't that give you confidence in your commander? I've got to push to the right this time instead of the left because I'm that with you, but I suppose that's obvious. Mathematical genius for that. So there it is, we're heading that way. Everything's bright and dandy. I'm kind of, you know, appetising the old mouse there. Press vector. I don't care. I'm selecting another approach. Thank you. I don't want that runway. I want something completely different.
For flight design, X-ray Golf Sierra.
Well, I want to land at a different airport, but you're not going to give me that option, are you? I want to go to GLB there, whatever that is. Great Little Britain. Let's cancel FR. Cancel France? Hey, well, let's cancel FR now, see what it says. I would like to cancel it, yes. Because I'm not going there anymore.
Delbert Center Flight Design Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Flight Design FTCG.
I would request flight following, please.
Request flight following. Squawk 6407 Flight Design X-Ray
Yes,
Golf
it's something
Sierra.
that does it on its own, yeah. Don't have to worry too much.
Roger Flight Design X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Nearest airport list, there we go. That's what we want. Nearest airport list, please. Now, what's that? GB, right, GLB, whatever. Oh, it's not on there. There it is. YGLB. Thank you, that one, please. I'll select the runway for landing. Well, I don't know. What ones are there? Hang on. Okay, centre. Give me time. I don't know if it's going to show that on this enormous map. How am I supposed to know which is which? I mean that one there, but I mean you ain't got me a little button there. No idea. Let's try 22. See what it says.
Yankee Golf Lima Bravo traffic flight design Alpha Sierra X-ray
Right,
Golf
that's the
Sierra
wrong one.
16 miles south 4,300
Right, that's the
feet,
wrong
bound to
one.
land runway 22.
Right, I'm going to select another one because that one is the wrong one. So let me select another one because that's not obviously not the right one. Let's try runway 8. Could be, could be. It might be, I don't know. It could be. How am I supposed to know? Now, is it down with what? I don't know which way the wind's blowing. I mean, is that the wind? See, I've no idea where the wind is blowing. Yeah, I've had some idea which way it's blowing. I would tell you whether it's upwind, downwind, or whatever. All I know is, can I give a position, like, you know? I'll tell you what, we'll go for that one there, pattern entry there, I mean. Let's keep them happy, eh? Keep the tower happy otherwise, you know. send me to the tower. Notice our height is nice and beautifully stable, aren't I? A good pilot now, eh? I might get a plane actually. You want to come along, Ghost? What Ghost is going to say? Of course, Ray. Yeah, of course. Of course. As long as I stay on the ground. That would be right. Kind of heading straight for it. But yeah, I wish it would say. Let me click these, see what it comes up with. It come up with, like, you know, which landing spot. See, that's the only thing I find at the moment is it's not kind of giving me any kind of clue which way I should, you know, it'd be nice if it had the, you know. Right, what's that there? See, this could be a completely different airport for all I know. Right, it's giving me a little window of opportunity there. So it's kind of giving me a nice pattern there to come in. I like it. There's nothing like a nice pattern, especially when you're doing a knitting right there. Wife likes to knit. We all like a good knit, don't we, do we? Right, so now comes the tricky bit, of course, because I've got to slow down. Now, it could be that we're going to this one, I don't know. So, now we got to do the management. There we go. Let's start moving down. So, oh, now, of course, this is going to throw a wobbly into the system, isn't it? So, we got to kind of manage it with it now. I can't manage it this time with that because I'm trying to drop the speed. Now things get a little bit tricky, so I'm going to do a little bit on the trim. This is where it's going to go wonky, I guarantee it. I'll tend to go up a bit, down a bit, left a bit, right. Do that. Yes, where's the wall going to go wrong? See. Because I'll probably have to come down about 80 or 60 or something. Yeah, I think it's gone to completely the wrong one, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know, we've got to turn a little bit right. Doing it so far, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Now, I think as I say, I cannot see this white lettering on a bright background. So it's saying a height there, and I cannot read it. It's not as though any angle I see it from here is going to help. Oh, it's 3,100. Right, okay, so now I know. Right. So we're going to drop our speed because we're going too fast. That will drop our altitude. Alright. But yeah, it's very hard. So yeah, I must admit, I can see it a little bit better from there. But why they picked white? I wish they would pick in the options. You know, way of changing the colour. You know, just a yellow or black. Anything. Alright, black probably won't be good at night. Right, so we're dropping down. We got to go to what, 3,100. So it's also going to drop our speed, and then we'll probably have to do flaps at some point. Now, I always thought, now are the flaps up or down? They are kind of up a bit then. So that kind of maintain. See, I think you've got to go the opposite way, where you've got to push the flaps down so that it's pulling it down, because obviously that way is kind of lifting us up. It's good in some ways, but not so good in others. Right, now we're up a little bit. Use the trim to do that, and start reducing speed. Okay, want that nice and blue now. Compensate for that. So a little bit of trim. This is where it gets difficult, because you've got to keep within a certain thing, and you can't just rely on the trim. You've got to do some power management. That's difficult when you're trying to keep slow speed. So it's very tricky, this bit. Go a little bit more. Let's hope it's not some kind of sand pit I'm landing on. Right, so now again I've got to pull the trim up. So now in fact I might have to do flaps other way. So that's going to increase it, right? So now I can put the speed up. And I can push the trim back down. Right, okay, now we've got a speed which is reasonable. Now just got to keep our speed now nice and steady and stay around about this altitude. So it's getting tricky now because I've got to keep within the speed range and keep that altitude, so it's a little bit tricky. So far, not bad. Yeah, I did know that when it was red and it said too fast in great large, I did know that. Yeah, it's just that I was trying to concentrate on like getting into the window and the right angle and stuff, and and I was trying to do it, but I wasn't very good on this power management. Now I've kind of reviewed that power management one and done it a few times. Got a better understanding. Should have done that before we started. Yeah, I know. But I wanted a bit of fun, Nothing like a bit of fun now and again, is it? Nothing wrong with a bit of fun. I thought, done a couple of them. Let's try doing a big one. Yeah, just a little bit of fun. Okay, it's looking good. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's like get there, and obviously, we're on a nice trajectory. See what I mean? That constant pull to the left. I've got no drift on my controller. I know that for a fact, because on any other game it's not doing it. And I'm still waiting for them to do an update. They haven't done one yet. At least now it doesn't move, an enormous amount every time I go left and right. It's still a lot, but it's a little bit better than that. Let's come back in. It's good now I'm on consistent speed. A consistent height. Aren't I doing well? Well, I mean, announcing my position now. No.
Yankee Golf Lima Bravo traffic flight design Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 3 miles south 3,200 feet inbound to land runway 08.
So it looks like I may have, maybe doing it so it's coming in the opposite way. Heading indicator. How did you do that? Pushed it. Oh, there's the heading. Oh, I see. Oh, there's the heading indicator. Yeah. I thought we already had that. I'm just doing small turns, so it doesn't affect height and everything, because we're now beautifully up. Beautiful height. Power management is really good. And then I'll try it with an Airbus. No, I'm kidding. If so, I'll do it on a big airport. So yeah, we're kind of, right in the middle there. It's just like Star Trek, isn't it? Automatic pilot on Star Trek, isn't it? It's kind of telling me to go a little bit to the left there, but I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing right down the middle there, roughly. Because what I'm thinking is if I stay on the right, doing that left turn, it's going to be a bit easier. If I'm on the left-hand side, it's a bit like on the road, try and cut round. It's better to take a longer way round than a shorter way round, isn't it? Hey. Well, yeah, I don't think I'll bother with that. Distracting. See, aren't you impressed? Hey, now the difficult bit would be, when I got to slow down again, and so it's all going to be a little bit panic. Can we do it? Now, if I can do this and land safely, I would like a great big giant round of applause and a lot of thanks, please. Alright? So please, put those likes and subscribes down. Now, I know this is not the one that you all want to watch, it's in there, but, it's just come out, it's on Game Pass. And I thought, let's have a go on it. I was always useless on these things. Let's see if we can make ourselves not quite so useless. Now it's starting to go down now, you notice. So now I think. No, not yet. No, not yet, Ray. Not yet. minute it's going to start saying, well, I've got to start going down to reduce the power a little bit here. So we get a nice steady flow downwards. It's not quite enough, so we're going to do a little bit more. A little bit more. Try not to panic this time. We will lose a bit as we turn, obviously. Right now we need to be slowing down a lot more. A little bit high now. Where's the airport? Where are we? Over there, right, okay. Nice to know, isn't it? What I might do now is push down the trim a little bit, because I don't know how much flaps I need. Flaps seem to make a big difference, so, and of course as soon as I do that, this is what happens, you start going too fast. So that's the problem when you start altering that. So yeah, it starts to get a little bit of a problem. I'm starting to go down, but of course we're going fast, so what I'm going to do is increase the trim. That should slow me down. Right, as you can see, now it's getting hairy and that thing's right in the way. Because every time I point down, it's going to speed up. When you get close to the runway, you've actually got to kill the power. Yes, I did say kill the power, yes. Yeah, now I could just do it with the joystick. And just, right, okay. Reducing speed. It's got a tick there for reducing speed. Now, this is why I like it straight like this now. We're a little bit off, so let's pull it over a bit. Now we've got to be careful we don't drop too fast. So I'm just going to gently manage it myself. Just keep the speed up a little bit. And whilst trying to line up with that runway. That may not be enough, so got to be very careful. I may have to put a little bit more power on there. I mean, I'm going a bit fast. Oh, it's telling me to go the other way. Oh, well, it don't matter. Oh, there you are. See, now I'm in trouble. I'll land on this end, thank you. Yeah, alright, alright. Oh, well, almost. All went a little bit wibbly wobbly there at the end now. Yeah, it obviously wanted me to what? It's telling me to come in and land now, wasn't it? I mean, just kind of apply the brakes. Stop the main engine, put the brakes on, and I think main engine off is that. Alright, a little bit dodgy at the end because it looks like that it was telling me to go around there, but I can do what I want. I don't have to follow the thing, and I did the thing and they seem to be quite happy with my performance. So I'm going to tune in to ground control and Major Tom and request taxi. Oh, I should have said, hang on, say again. I meant to do taxi not to park, but to park in. Never mind. Right, so now we've got to release the brakes, slap it back up, because I'm not going to get the little markers that say, come on, Ray, you've got to go this way. That's the wrong one there. Right, it takes a little bit to get going, this thing. Yeah, just a little bit hairy at the end. Yeah, that last bit where you've got to slow down and reduce your speed and not do it too much. Yeah, that's when it starts to get a little bit iffy. I find when you get pretty much about near enough, almost ready to touch the thing, then you kill all the power. That seems to be the best way of doing it. Well, I'm going to knock out right down now. Now, I would like, please, if it's not too much trouble, when I do this, I can't. Yeah, I can't kind of. Have I got any kind of taxi thing there? No, I haven't, have I? So yeah. Press the wrong thing. I mean, I could just down wherever I like. Well, there you are. I mean, I think you'll find, that was pretty good. Right, I want taxi and parking, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, reduce speed. Line up with destination runway. Well, I just want to park it, to be honest. Line up with the destination. Well, I mean, I'm not wanting to take off. Because I'm not going to that one anymore, and now you made me drift off. So I'm quite happy stopping here. Please, can I stop at this one now? Can I do that? Is that not? Yeah, it's kind of don't give you that option, do it? I mean, can I click on that? What does that do? So anyway, it still thinks I want to go to the other place, and I don't want to go to that other place. So there you are. I think you'll be quite happy with what I've done. Don't you think? Don't you think that was a pretty good show? Well, of course I've lined up with it, But it still thinks I'm going to the other one, Right, hang on. I want taxi. Be tuned into that one. Ground services. I don't know. See, I don't know which one I got to pick up, to be honest. Right, I want taxi to parking, please. To park in at this one and not the other one. I swear the settings gone again. I swear these things just move. Navigational aids, I think it is. Yeah, like taxi ribbon, yeah, it's on. So, that should be fine. But it thinks I'm in the other route. So there you are. I think you'll agree. That's a pretty darn good performance from your Uncle RayRay there. What do you think, eh? What do you think? Come on, give me a rating. There's a view from the top. There's a view from the left. There's a view from the right. And there's a view of me and the stupid co-pilot who's only visible when you're looking at this view. And then we switch, and here we are. And of course we can switch off the main engine. And we can turn off the lights or whatever it is. Now you've got to kind of press one button, push in like that, and then one goes up, one goes down. So I can go in here now and get rid of this garbage here. Now I don't want to go to Canberra. And there's all things, by the way. And then I can turn off. Right, where's the battery? Is there a battery on this thing I can turn off? Where's the main power? Like, magneto. Can I do that? Oh, I see. I can do it like that, can I? I've got to do this side. Right, magneto off. There we go. It's all done. Thank you very much for tuning in and seeing this, I would say, a pretty darn amazing flight there. What do you think about that, guys? Do you think I passed the test? I think I may have passed the test. And if anybody criticises me for that last tiny little bit, that's really, it's really being a little bit, There you are. So there's my review, which is very hard to see, as you can see. Okay, quite good, I thought. Yes, I changed the airport, but that was just to save you another half an hour journey. And back to the main menu with our lovely little mouse. And I have got a USB keyboard, but I'm not going to shove it in. Because it's very unresponsive. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to flight of discovery now, probably to Mount Everest, possibly Giza, maybe Naples. So I could go to Naples, and with this option, I'll just very quick show. I'll just do 5 minutes. It takes like 3 minutes to load. It's just answering me probably about the trailer. I like the trailer. I mean, there's a little bit of some are quieter than others, but that's because sometimes between my my Xbox and my PS4 is different volumes. So some of them are a bit lower, some of them are a bit higher. So yeah, with this one, all it does is kind of give you little points to aim at, and you can just fly through all these points of interest. I can't remember the button is. Yeah, I think if you press the left button in that, it kind of focuses on them. And you can just, and you can go whatever height. Now, I can see again, I can reduce the speed here. So that we're not going too fast. We can stabilise our height. Okay, like so. Stabilise it again using this power management, and then we can just fly through all these lovely little points here. See, it doesn't seem to go up, down. It kind of takes a while to kind of settle down and turn it and exit. As you can see, the old power management thing are way better than like what I were. Don't you agree? Very slight drop, yeah, I appreciate it's a very slight drop, so we just go up slightly. And there is, of course, the Maradona Stadium. I thought that was in Argentina. Isn't he Argentinian? I thought this was Italy or something, wasn't it? Maybe I picked the wrong one, but there's the Maradona Stadium, of course. Who doesn't want to see them? The Maradona Stadium, yeah, great player. And there he is, I do believe there he is, scoring that cheeky little goal over the England goalkeeper and going 1-0 up and totally embarrassing our goalkeeper, and we went out of the World Cup. Yes, I know all you Argentinians love that moment. And also that other time when he used his hand, of course. The hand of God, they call it. I call it the hand of cheat. Not that I got anything against Maradona, because he's a fabulous player and has nothing to do with Flight Simulator. Now, we could go to Castel dell'Ova over there, and then we could kind of forward our way back in through all the other ones, We could do all that kind of stuff. But you see how beautifully I'm managing things now. Aren't I a good flyer now, eh? Hey. Going up to Castel dell'Ovo. And then we'll follow up with the Basilica of San Francisco de Puebla. Yeah, it's nothing like Argentina, is it? Let's be fair. No, I don't think you've got to, have to follow them, but it's just pointing these places out so we can play between them. Do as you want. In fact, we could land on the seaside there. Is that a beach? A sand on the beach there. Why? Why not? I mean, I could be leaving it a bit late to land on the beach, but oh no, it's not a beach. It's actually a pail of water. Now, I would like to land on that, to be honest, but no, let's not get overconfident, Raymond. Did you dare call me that? Sorry, I may have called. Do that. I don't like that name. Don't know why. It's a lovely name, but I don't particularly like it. Just going to whinge the speed up slightly. I realise I'm dropping slightly, so we're going to counteract that by using our power management. It's a newly acquired term that I've appreciated. And there is the Cathedral of the Assumption of Mary, all in beautiful English. So how it went to Castel de Puebla to that I'll never know. It says I love it, and I must admit, it looks rather excellent, doesn't it? It's only when you get like on the ground that textures might go, but I mean, it's looking really beautiful here, isn't it? Keeping a nice steady height. Let's turn the landing lights off. Let's cut the engine, shall we? Yeah, I'm very tempted to do something stupid. Yeah, I'm very tempted. There's a little airport there. Why don't I try and land on that? We're going suitably low. I am feeling a little bit low. Now, this is going to be a really tight one. Now, this is alright. It might be a bit of showing off here. You know, and I'm sure I'm going to make a complete hash of it now. But I'm going to drop the speed now. Because we should be thinking, now, no, it's saying you're overdoing it now, Ray. You're being a bit of an idiot. Well, yes, I understand that. I am. Yeah, I may be leaving things a little bit late here, in fact. But I'm going to really drop the speed down now. Now, I can't tell if I'm winging it or not. Flare up a little bit. Oh, may I flare too much there, boy. Cut the engine. Flare up a little. Oh, you're running out of runway now. Running out of runway, Ray. Running out of runway. Don't worry about running out of runway. Running out of runway. Yeah, what? It's, for some reason it's pulling to my left. Isn't that impressive stuff? I think that's pretty good for a really late turn there. Do you think that? I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, I'm an excellent pilot anymore. Oh, no. Of course we're not. Various thing tries to pull me off at some point. There we are. I think that'll do. I mean, I'm not doing the... We just come in and park somewhere. By the way, you can even get the guys to kind of push you along and all this kind of stuff, you know. Great to watch. You know, you can say, oh, could you push me back a little bit? Yeah, now it's not pulling to my left at all for some reason. It's like sometimes it's like I don't want to work. It's still accelerating even though I've got no power apparently. So, you know, I think cutting the engine might help. I think that might have been the wrong one. Yeah, that was the right one. Yeah, this kind of park here, I mean, it's probably a dodgy spot to park, you know, because it's right in the way of an airport. Yeah, and then put the parking brake on like that. And by the way, there is kind of like live traffic, so, you know, I did see one the other day. I was like, looked to my left, and there was like a little plane going along. So it does have this kind of live traffic. There we go. There we are at the Fragolo. I'd like to say thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll give me a nice round of applause and definitely, if I don't deserve a thumbs up and a subscribe, I don't know what is. And if I see a dislike, I should be very upset. So thank you all. I'll see you all next time. And guess what, guys? I'll see you later. Now I'm going to change my pants. See you later, guys. Bye.